So, around a week ago, I very much lived up to my name while trying to cook bacon. So, fun fact about me, I used to be very active within cooking. I used to do a lot of cooking, but then I kind of just stopped doing it because I lost interest. And as of late, I've been trying to get back into it a little bit. Cooking is a good life skill to have. I feel that it's something I think I should be able to do. It's something that's useful to be able to do. So I've been trying to practice it again. Anyway, I digress. The other day, I had 2 pieces of bacon that I just wanted to cook for myself, and my fiance, who's a very good cook, had a few days ago from that point showed me how he makes bacon, and I was trying to simulate what he showed me on my own time, and it did not go well. So my fiance, he cooks on a cast iron pan. I was not cooking on a cast iron pan that day. That was my first mistake. The second mistake is that when he was cooking the bacon, he first cooked other stuff first, which I didn't really remember at the time, but once again, that caused many problems for me that day. So what happened? Let me get to my stupidity in this story. So when I went to cook bacon, I was trying to simulate what I saw him do. And what he did originally, which, mind you, was done first with other food, which is probably why what happened with me didn't happen with him, is that he put a lot of oil in the pan. I did not know you're not supposed to, douse your pan with oil before cooking bacon, because if you don't, then it will probably start a grease fire, which, spoiler alert, but... So, I'm just over here, I grab olive oil, and I make sure that I coat that pan with the olive oil. I'm thinking I'm doing this perfectly fine. I remember he showed me how to do this. He coats the pan to make sure that the bacon doesn't stick, and I made sure to coat the pan. I then would hold the pan up and, bend it around a little bit to get the oil to move onto the edges of the pan. I was just trying to make sure that pan was coated with oil. I was making sure that pan was doused with oil. Completely unaware to the kind of hellfire I was about to walk into the second that I put the bacon on the pan. So anyway, once I got my pan all oiled up and the fire going, and it was starting to get warm, I was putting my hand over it to make sure it was getting hot but not too hot, and then I go grab my piece of bacon, and I'm so thankful, because I was thinking to myself, I'm gonna just jump out of the way when I first put it down because I don't want to be splattered, and I'm so glad I did that because I avoided so much more than just a few splatters that day. I put the bacon in the pan, and I remember right after I put the bacon in the pan, I looked at the pan, and I remember I saw for a split second before I dodged, I saw the pan just turn sheet white, like fluorescent bright white. And then I jumped back because I'm thinking to myself, that does not look right, and then bam, fire. The pan is on fire. I'm just staring at it because I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh crap, I did not mean to do that. So I'm just staring at this open flame in my kitchen, and I'm looking at it, and you know what, it's just wonderful how life works sometimes, because you'll do all the fire safety awareness training, and when you're doing the fire safety awareness training, you remember everything, and the days leading up to this event, you remember everything, but when you're actually standing in front of a open flame in your kitchen, it's like all the info that you knew just... Yeah, I'm just flinging my hand out into the air. It just goes. It's like it jumps on a boat and it just all sails off into the sunset. So I'm staring at this open flame, and my brain just blanks. I remember two things in that moment. The first one was I could turn the flame off. And the second one, and I'm so thankful I remembered this, my brain is to remember anything. I'm grateful it remembered this, and it's that you don't put water on a grease fire. I'm so glad I remembered that you don't put water on a grease fire. To be fair, it was put out quickly. What happened was I was staring at this fire, and I could not remember what I was supposed to do, and I didn't think there would be enough time for me to remember what I was supposed to do. So instead I just started screaming, fire, fire, fire. And I grabbed my younger sibling and I escorted us both out of the house, and the ruckus that the two of us was causing was enough where someone noticed, found the fire and was capable of putting it out. And it never left the pan. It was put out within like a minute. Everything was okay. Even my bacon survived. I was capable of eating my bacon when all was said and done. It was only slightly extra crispy. But I guess it's a good thing because I'll never forget how to put out a fire ever again. But I guess it's PSA, everyone. Just take your fire awareness safety seriously. You don't know when or if you'll be put in a situation where you accidentally start a grease fire, and while it probably doesn't sound like a big deal, in the moment it can be a big deal, and you want to remember what you're supposed to do. Don't make my mistakes. Learn from my mistakes, okay? Yeah. Hope everyone has a great week, and don't start any grease fires.